Welcome back. You might want to search for records. For instance, here I could search for a particular name, or I could search for a record by a department or an email address. You might have more than one record with the same surname, for example, so you might want to show all the records which have Jones as the surname. So in Powerapps you can do that by searching and filtering. So at the top here I've just added a standard text box and I've called it txt search, text search. So what we do is we click on the gallery here, so we highlight it, and then in the items property here we want to write some code, because in the items we're actually going to be showing, as usual, the data source or the result of this search here, the records that it pulls back. So what's this code actually doing? Well, the if statement is saying if not is blank text search.text. Remember, the name of this text box is txt search. So what it's saying is if that has a value in it, so if it's not blank, and this little exclamation mark in front of is blank is the not symbol in Powerapps. So it's saying if it's not blank, if this text box is not blank, then go ahead and search table names using the value in the text box. So search table names txt search.text. So go and search table names using whatever I type into that text box. And what do I want to search on? I'm searching on last name. So if I type a last name in here, I want it to go and look in the last name column in table names and bring me back that record. Now this comma at the end means otherwise, so it's saying here if it's not blank, but what if it is blank? What if this text box is blank? If you haven't put anything in there, what do you want it to do? Well, you want it to show all the records. So it's saying give me everything. So in other words, show me the whole of table names. So you just need to put the name of the data source, table names in there, and it will show all the data. So again, if you type something in this box here, it's going to run this bit of the statement, does the search depending on what you put in here. Otherwise, the comma says otherwise, give me everything in that data source, like it's got now. It's got everything in there now. So we want to show all the records if there is nothing typed in this text box here. And that's all it is. So let's run that and see what we get. So if I typed in perhaps Jones here, it's showing me two records because I have two people with the surname Jones. Now if I clear this box, it's going to run the otherwise part of that statement. So where the comma was, it's saying give me back everything because you've not typed in anything in there. So that's working. Now if I put in West, for example, it brings back a single record, Sue West, because there's only one person in my record set with that surname. Clear it, it shows me everything. So that's how that search works. Now, what if you wanted to delete a record? So from the gallery, you might decide, I don't want one of these. Well, we can do that quite easily. So the first thing I'm going to do here is click in the first record here. Remember, you can't click in any other records. It's always going to be the first one, and whatever you put in here is reflected in all the other gallery items. So I'm going to add an icon, and I'm going to be looking for a bin symbol, so, or a trash can. Here we have it. So I could just drag that along here and resize it a little bit. And now we need to put a little bit of code behind it. So the code that I want here, again on the onSelect event of that bin icon, and the code I'm going to be putting here is to use the remove function, and then you have to specify the data source that you want to remove the record from. So mine is table names. And what do you want to remove? Well, I want to remove the current record that I'm on, so it's going to be this item. And that's it. So let's give that a go. Let's just say I'm going to remove Peter Wilson. And so he's gone. So if we go to the Excel spreadsheet, Peter Wilson is no longer there. So that's how you can remove a record from within a Powerapps gallery. You may decide that you want to change the sort order of your records, and you can do that by creating a little sort feature. So here you can see I've added a button, this green button here. I've just set the text property to be called sort, and on the onSelect event I've got a bit of code here, and this is where I'm declaring a variable. Now in Powerapps there's two ways of declaring variables. You can either use a set command, and that will mean that that variable is available throughout the application on all screens, or you can use something called update context, and that means that variable is only available for the screen that you're currently working on, or the screen that you're currently looking at when the app's running. So my variable here is called sort descending 1. So you declare this function called update context, open a curly bracket, then open a squiggly bracket, and the variable name, you can call this whatever you want. You can call this XYZ, ABC, whatever, but I've just decided to call it sort descending. And then you put a colon, and then you can put a value for your variable. So in this case I put the not symbol there, and then I put the variable name after. So what does this mean? This means whenever this button is clicked, I want the variable to be set to the value that is the opposite of what it's currently set to. So if it's true, make it false. If it's false, make it true. So previously for the items property of the gallery, we just had this statement, and this was our search statement, which was searching the gallery and bringing back records based on the last name. But now we want to change that, and we want to add in something for actually sorting the records. But now I put in a statement at the beginning called sort by columns, open the bracket, and what do I want to sort it on? Well, in this case I'm going to be sorting by last name. And how do I want the sort to be? Do I want it to be ascending or descending? Well, that depends on that variable that I showed you just now. If sort descending is true, then I want the sort to be ascending. If it's false, then make it descending. If it's this, do this. Otherwise, and this is the otherwise bit, is the comma always. Otherwise do this. In this case it's descending. So let's test that out. So I click the sort button. You can see it's now sorted it ascending by last name. Click it again, and it's now descending. So it's working on that context variable I showed you earlier. Whenever you click the button, it's setting it to the opposite of what the variable was before. And then all it's doing is adding this command sort by columns. You want it to sort by last name, and this sorting here will depend on whatever that value in the variable is, whether it's true or false. Just show it ascending or show it descending. So that's it really. We have a little app developed here with the back end as Excel, and it's now ready to go. So in the next video I'll show you how to share this app out and publish it. If you want to watch the other parts of this Powerapps Excel tutorial, you'll find the links just below this video in the description. If you like this video, please click the button to like it, or why not subscribe to my channel? Or you can even download my free Powerapps for Newbies book at www.powerappsfornewbies.com.